What's up guys, and welcome to FPL Today. My name is JNO. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to FPL content for the 2017-2018 season. Yes, we're starting very early because we've got a transfer window coming up that should be full of interesting and exciting transfers. So today we are introducing the FPL transfer window. What this show will be is me going over all the big transfers in the Premier League with the top clubs, with the newly promoted clubs, looking at players' stats from last season and trying to decide should we be looking at them for our Fantasy Premier League season for 2017-2018. But before we get into the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button to support the channel. Smash that thumbs up button as well, it helps me out a ton, and let's get into the show. And how else would we start this show than the signing of Bernardo Silva for Man City from Monaco. Massive signing for Pep Guardiola and Manchester City going into next season. And you have to think, because Pep Guardiola has bought him himself, this is going to be a big signing for him, and he should be a first team player. I mean, you don't spend around 43 million on a player that you're not expecting to be a first team player for your squad. And he's been part of a Monaco team that has been hitting headlines with some very attractive football last season. And that exciting football saw them finish top of Ligue 1, the French league, with 95 points. 8 points clear of Paris Saint-Germain, who have had a foothold on that Ligue 1 title for so long. So of course, a lot of the big clubs are sniffing around the AS Monaco players, but a lot of the big clubs were sniffing around the likes of James Rodriguez and Falcao, and they didn't turn out too good. So let's have a look at Bernardo Silva's stats in the French league for last season in their title winning season. So Bernardo Silva had 33 starts for Monaco last season out of 38 games, and in that he managed to get 8 goals and 9 assists, very close to that golden target of double figures in goals and assists. His shots per game was 1.6 per game, as well as key passes at 1.6 per game. He managed to get 3 Man of the Match awards, as well as an average rating of 7.29, so a very good season for him last season. However, Monaco did actually manage to score 107 goals. So if we work out goal involvement rate, if we just imagine that he was on the pitch for every single goal scored, which he probably wasn't, he scored about 10% and assisted about 10% of those goals. Not the highest figures, and he is going into a Manchester City side that has a lot of players that can do the job as well. You've got players that will get lots of assists in that side and goals, the likes of Aguero, Jesus, Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva, Leroy Sané, Raheem Sterling. The list goes on. He's joining that list. How vital will he be to that Manchester City side? I'm probably going to say this a lot on this show, but I would wait and see, especially when you could pick up other Manchester City players who we're more confident of as far as performances in the Premier League go. But he is definitely one to watch, and definitely one I'll be ready to bring in if he starts showing some promise. As we continue looking at the transfer business that is already happening, we are looking at Arsenal signing of defender from Schalke, Said Kolasinac. I'm probably butchering that name. You know what I'm like with names if you've been subscribed to the channel for a while. But he has gone to Arsenal on a free transfer from a Schalke side that unfortunately didn't do that well last season, finishing in 10th place in a league with 18 teams. Plying his trade as a left back last season, he managed to get 24 starts with 3 goals and 5 assists. Now that is some pretty decent figures for a left back. Not as good as some left backs in the league from last season, but definitely a very good return. Shots per game was at 0.7 and key passes was at 0.9. He managed to pick up 2 Man of the Match awards and got an average rating last season of 7.32 in what was a mid-table club. So those are some very promising stats. It all depends what formation Arsene Wenger plays next season. If he has wing backs instead of full backs, that could be a very good pickup for your size, depending on the cost that Kolasinac comes in at. And we're not going to talk about him for too long because I'll keep butchering the name. Next up, and it's a signing for Brighton, who have just been promoted for next season, and it is Pascal Gross. Hopefully I'm saying that right as well. This could be a summer of me mispronouncing names, but Pascal Gross has joined Brighton for an undisclosed fee from Ingolstadt. Hopefully I said that right as well. Last season he managed to get 31 starts with 5 goals and 4 assists. Shots per game was at 1.5, key passes at 3. Man of the match awards he managed to pick up 2 with an average rating of 7.03. Now unfortunately English stats got relegated last season, so those stats look even better considering what his team actually managed to achieve in that season. 5 goals and 4 assists for a team that finished 17th out of 18 sides is a pretty good return. If his value is low enough, he could be an enabler that you can put on your bench or as a cheap 4th midfielder who could get you some points that you're not expecting to get and could come in at a very, very low price. We now look at the midfield signing for Newcastle from Chelsea. He was on loan last season, so we actually know how he fits into the Newcastle side, and it's Christian Atsu. In 2016-2017 season, in a championship winning side, he managed to get 5 goals from 15 starts and 3 assists with a shot per game rate of 1.1, key passes of 0.9, no man of the match awards and an average rating of 6.64. Now in a side that actually won the league with 94 points and got 85 goals in total, I would like to see better returns. Now I don't follow the championship that closely, so maybe he had some injuries that affected his form, but I would have liked to see a better return from a player in a championship winning side that seemed to be one of the important players if they had brought him in on a transfer. However, Rafa Benitez is clearly building something at Newcastle and was willing to pay 6 million for Christian Atsu, so maybe there is hope for Christian Atsu for our Fantasy Premier League season. I definitely think Newcastle are the side that are most likely to stay up out of the sides that have been promoted, so maybe Christian Atsu will have a stellar second season at St James's Park. And then we'll wrap up this episode with the signing of Pablo Zabaleta, moving from Man City to West Ham on a free transfer. Last season he had 11 appearances, only scoring 1 goal and getting 1 assist. His shots per game was low at 0.3, his key passes was also low at 0.2, no man of the match awards and an average rating of 6.78. As much as I'd love this to be a great player in FPL and for West Ham, having seen West Ham's defence last season, there is no way I'm considering putting Zabaleta in my side anytime in the near future until I see some more defensive solidarity amongst that West Ham side. So he would definitely be one I would steer clear of for now. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this new series during the summer transfer window of signings and how they could affect next season in Fantasy Premier League. Hopefully I will get these out as regularly as there are transfers to talk about, and player analysis is also coming back to the channel to have a deeper look at some of the big signings like Bernardo Silva, where we'll go over more than just one season worth of stats. We'll also go over the players' strengths and weaknesses and why they might be a great fit for your side. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for tuning in to the channel. Make sure to go and check out all the other videos from last season if you are new to the channel. Thank you so much for your support from last season, and let's have a great season this year. And with all that being said, I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.